best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
And good afternoon, I'm Sheba Russell. Our top story at noon, a white father and son now behind bars charged with murdering an unarmed black man in Georgia. Just a few hours ago, the GBI, who's now leading the investigation, held a briefing updating us on how quickly they determined the men should be arrested. Ahmaud Arbery was gunned down while jogging in Brunswick 10 weeks ago. The GBI arresting Gregory and Travis McMichaels last night, just 2 days after the district attorney requested they join the investigation. The men initially telling police they thought Arbery was a burglar. The GBI coming in on the same day. Cell phone video of the shooting surfaced on social media, sparking national outrage. It shows Arbery running down the street, confronted by the father and son in a pickup truck, and they're armed. As you saw there, Arbery gets into a struggle with the son and is shot and killed. As for the person who took the video, he's under investigation, but still not facing any charges at this point. Nick Sturdivant has more from the briefing and the lingering questions over why these arrests didn't come sooner.
At this morning's press conference, GBI Director Vic Reynolds said that agents are continuing to dig through the evidence and that they are going where the facts take them. Reynolds was adamant that this is an ongoing investigation. He said everyone, including the person who shot the video, is being investigated. Reynolds did not comment on how other agencies handled it before they stepped in and made it clear that the GBI doesn't investigate until they are requested to. He also called the video of Arbery being shot and killed a very important piece of evidence. He had this to say, too.
Without any hesitation, that regardless of the amount of social media, regardless of the amount of the mainstream media attention, regardless of the emotion, regardless of a supposed timeline, none of that matters to the GBI. It doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter who the victim is. It doesn't matter who potential defendants are. All it matters is what the facts tell us.
And there are questions about additional arrests, but the GBI did not indicate if there would be more arrests.
Law enforcement have not publicly released the name of the man who recorded the video, but the man who released it is an attorney and a family friend of the McMichaels. In a statement given to the media, Alan Tucker says, quote, "My sole purpose in releasing the video was absolute transparency because my community was being ripped apart by erroneous accusations and assumptions." An attorney for Arbery's family says the Glynn County DA's office has had that video for weeks. The 911 calls from that day also just publicly released.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm out here at Satilla Shores. There's a black male running down the street.
Satilla, where at Satilla Shores?
I don't know what street we're on. Stop right there! Stop!
Sir, hello, sir. Sir, where you at? Hello? Hello?
Again, that was in February. Cameras were there last night as both Gregory and Travis McMichaels were taken into custody. This racially charged case and delay in arrest also coming under scrutiny because of the father's ties to law enforcement. Gregory McMichaels once worked as an investigator for the Glynn County District Attorney's Office, and as a detective. The Glynn County DA recusing herself from the case because of conflicts of interest, as did the DA out of Waycross. The case is now in the hands of a third prosecutor, Thomas Durden, who's based in Liberty County. He was there for today's GBI briefing. Durden says he's had the case for about a month now. Hashtag I Run With Maud trending on social today on what would have been Ahmaud Arbery's 26th birthday. People all across the country are running, jogging, or walking 2.23 miles in his honor. That 2.23 signifying the date in February he was gunned down. A group of supporters meeting at Carver Market in South Atlanta this morning and then going off for the dedication run. You can share a message, video, or photo of your own by posting it with the hashtag #IRunWithMaud. Arbery's devastated family finding some comfort in the news of the arrests.
It made me feel a little relief, me and my family, that we know they were behind bars. But we still got a long process to go.
Since it happened, I tried to just sit and think about what he was thinking the last minutes of his life. What pains me the most is that he was killed, but then the authorities, they let me down.
I come to tell America that Ahmaud blood cried. cries. Tony Green, blood cries. Emmett Till, blood cries. Sandra Bland, blood cries. Freddie Gray, blood cries. And so today, I run with Maud.
Emotions running high today as people rallied in Glynn County. Georgia's NAACP had already planned this protest at the county courthouse to show support for Ahmaud's family and to demand action from investigators. Despite the arrest, speakers made it clear the fight for justice is far from over.
This is not a celebration. This is just a step in the right direction. I personally will not be satisfied until justice is totally rendered. And I will not just stop right here. I'm going to always run with Ahmaud.
In a statement, the president of the Brunswick chapter of the NAACP told us, quote, "We are excited about this small victory, but know we still have work to do. We look to hold our local DA and law enforcement accountable for their failure to arrest." An online petition demanding justice for Ahmaud racking up more than 500,000 signatures since it launched. I just checked, and it has nearly 700,000 signatures right now. 11 Alive was the first local station to speak with the attorney for Ahmaud Arbery's family following the arrest. Lee Merritt talked to Up Late anchor Aisha Howard last night about the moment he got the call and what's next.
Mr. Merritt, we know that this arrest is just the first step. It is a long way from charges to conviction. So tell me, what was it like on the eve of Ahmaud's 26th birthday to get the call that the McMichaels had been arrested 10 weeks later?
You know, it was very relieving for this family. As soon as I learned from a Georgia Bureau of Investigation agent, and I called Ahmaud's mom right away, Wanda Cooper. And you know what? She gave me a big exhale, and she was very, very excited about the indictment. About the arrest. But she remained still very stoic, as she's sort of remained during this entire process. You can tell that she's really focused on seeing these men convicted and appropriately sentenced.
And so we're getting a lot of questions tonight about the man who recorded the video and what's going to happen with him. Do we know any update about the status of an arrest or charges coming for him?
My understanding is that he is still being investigated, and that there's a strong likelihood that he will also be charged. But at this point, they don't have enough evidence to move forward with charges.
And so what do you say about the social media reaction in that video coming out? Things just really, really turned up this week, and it seems like it went from nothing to a whole lot of something fast.
Right. So it's important to note that the video was already in the hands of prosecutors and investigators prior to it being released publicly. And so what we learned from that is it was the public reaction that caused the major shift in this case. And so what I hope people take away from that is that it's going to be their continued investment that will ensure that justice is done in this case.
Okay, and so from your perspective with this, talk about the plans to go forward. What can we expect next out of this case?
Well, we still need to see the arrest, I believe, of the third suspect. We need to see these men formally indicted, and those state charges have to move forward. I believe, and the family is asking for a special prosecutor for the state charges. But when I say I specify state charges because we believe that there should also be parallel federal charges. Georgia doesn't have a hate crime statute, but there are federal hate crime protections that we believe should also be pursued here.
Okay, and so as it relates to going into tomorrow, we know that the press conference is coming, and that's going to be coming on Ahmaud's 26th birthday. Let's talk about the significance of the timing, and I'm sure that is so hard for his mother, who she gave birth to him on Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's a huge gift to Ahmaud to have these men arrested. It's a tragedy that it took over 10 weeks for these men to be arrested, but for it to come on this eve, tomorrow, Ahmaud's birthday, was always going to be hard for his family. It was going to be very, very hard for Ms. Cooper, but this softens the blow just a bit, and it takes her into the Mother's Day weekend with just a little bit of relief.
Mr. Merritt, thank you so much for your time. I know it's been quite a busy day. There is a long road, and we'll be following this and following you all very closely. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
And one of the questions many people are asking, could the McMichaels be charged with a hate crime? You heard Attorney Merritt mention pursuing a federal investigation because it is not an option in the state of Georgia. GBI Director Vic Reynolds making that very clear this morning.
There's no hate crime in Georgia. There isn't. It's one of, I think, 4 or 5 states left in the union that doesn't have a hate crime. So that would not be anything.
According to the DOJ, Georgia is one of only 4 states without a hate crime law. State lawmakers passed a bill back in 2000 forbidding acts targeting victims due to bias or prejudice. The U.S. Supreme Court struck it down in 2004, ruling it was too vague. Coming up on 11 Alive News at 5, we're going to take a closer look at the renewed efforts to get a hate crime law on the books here in Georgia. The shooting happened just 3 days before the anniversary of the Trayvon Martin killing in Florida back in 2012, and comparisons are being made between the 2 cases. We spoke to 11 Alive legal analyst Latonia Hines yesterday about the similarities between these cases and citizens' arrests.
The reason why people are so upset about this is much like Trayvon Martin. It becomes this issue of, is it because he's running, and so is it that he is running away from something, or is his reaction because somebody is following behind him? So is it truly self-defense, or is it that he's defending himself? And it becomes very kind of murky. And what also makes it very emotional in these types of cases, and I mentioned Trayvon Martin just because in that case, you have a situation of a person who is being pursued on some levels by somebody who is not working in their capacity as a law enforcement person. It's just a regular person, as you would say, like when you're talking about citizens' arrest. And at what point does a citizen have the right to continue pursuing someone? And then at this point in time, we get to the point of, is it self-defense or not?
And since my interview with Latonia, the Martin family attorney Ben Crump has since joined the Georgia case. We know there are still a lot of questions about this investigation. What's next? Coming up after the break, our 11 Alive legal analyst Daryl Cohen will walk us through what's happened so far and what we could expect over the next few weeks. We'll be right back.
Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, major developments after an unarmed black man is shot and killed while jogging in South Georgia. A white man and his son are both charged with murder now, accused of chasing and gunning down Ahmaud Arbery back in February, allegedly telling police they initially thought he was a burglary suspect. The case sparking protests across the country since this cell phone video surfaced on social media earlier this week. Joining us now, Daryl Cohen, who's a criminal defense attorney. Daryl, we want to make it clear before we get started, you are not representing the suspects in this case, but you are able to offer some perspective.
I am absolutely not representing the suspect/defendants, but I will be glad to give you whatever perspective I can.
I know you've been keeping a close eye on this case. Were you surprised that the GBI stepped in so quickly and arrested this father and son?
No, I actually was not. Director Reynolds, Vic, is a very good friend of mine. He has an incredible background, and he is the best of the best. So his people will investigate this further than anyone could ever possibly imagine. And no, the GBI moves quickly when they are asked to be involved.
How likely is it that the man who shot the video, the man who's in the truck or vehicle behind the father and son, how likely is it that that man will face charges moving forward?
It's very difficult to tell without knowing more of the facts and circumstances, and I think that we will listen to Director Reynolds and what his people, the other GBI agents, find out and make that decision. It will depend on whether or not it appears that he was actually shooting the video to help the two co-defendants, the father and son, or he happened to be a third party that was shooting it just to see. I couldn't believe what happened. We just need to wait and see. This case is going to play out. It'll play out very quickly, in my view.
Have you ever heard about anything like this in Georgia before, where a case has been bounced around so often from one prosecutor to the next to the next?
The truth is, nothing is unusual and nothing is usual. Most cases are very clear-cut. A crime happens, a person is arrested, and he or she is then going through the process. But in this instance, it became very clear, and is much more clear now, it was a political football, and nobody wanted to go after this father and this son. But now they have no choice because the facts are here, and there's an outcry, as well there should have been. This should have never happened the way it did, but I'm glad that it now is in the eyes of the nation.
Do you think this case is going to stay in Glynn County where it is, or do you think it's going to move to one of the metro counties?
I use the word no oftentimes, and I usually spell it K-N-O-W. I don't believe it will stay in Glynn County. My guess is it will move to another county, whether it's a metro county or not, that's another story. But clearly the defense lawyer, whoever it happens to be at the time, will move for a change of venue, saying that my client and the other defendant, my client, cannot get a fair trial because of all of the pretrial publicity, because of all of things that have gone on. But the question is, where do they want to move it? You have to remember, there's more than just moving the case. If you move it, should be to a metro county, there are plenty of hotel rooms, plenty of things that can be done. But if it goes to a smaller county, you have to worry about where do people stay? How are they fed? Because this jury will likely be sequestered. They won't be able to do anything other than stay in that courtroom.
So the next case is bringing it to a grand jury, correct?
Next, yes, there's a arrest, a preliminary hearing, a bond request, which will be denied, and then it goes to a grand jury, and I would expect the grand jury will move for a true bill, or what's called an indictment, very quickly, where official charges will be brought.
And we now know that that can't happen until mid-June because of coronavirus at the earliest. Legal analyst Daryl Cohen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. And you can get all of the latest details on this case as they happen on your phone by downloading the 11 Alive app. And while you're there, you can find a link to stream the GBI's entire press conference. It happened around 9 this morning. Also see photos from last night's arrest. We'll be right back.
Postal workers and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
All right, let's get you up to date now with the latest on COVID-19 in Georgia. Right now, the Department of Public Health is reporting a little over 1,300 deaths and more than 31,000 confirmed cases. Nearly 6,000 people have been hospitalized so far. State health officials continuing to emphasize the importance of testing while millions of diagnostic tests for COVID have flooded the market, with demand still outstripping supply amid the pandemic. But now a new concern has emerged. Can you trust the results? One Atlanta man doesn't know if he's positive or negative for the virus after multiple tests, including 2 on the same day. Here's our chief investigator, Brendan Keefe.
Sean Smith has COVID-19, and Sean Smith doesn't have COVID-19.
How could I have been positive and negative in the same day?
Smith has an underlying condition and needs surgery. Before the scheduled operation, Atlanta's Piedmont Hospital required a test for COVID-19.
Kind of got some bad news for you, and I was like, okay, we have to cancel your surgery. You tested positive for COVID.
After the positive result from the 8:15 a.m. test on May 2nd, Sean wanted another opinion. He went to the drive-up testing center at Georgia Tech run by CVS. At 12:08 p.m. that same day, CVS said his COVID-19 test came back negative.
Positive and negative 4 hours apart from each other.
Worse than getting no test at all is getting a test and getting an incorrect result.
Right now I'm sitting here worrying about, hey, you know, am I at the beginning phases of COVID or am I at the ending phase of COVID? Then there's a possibility that, hey, I may not even have COVID, you know?
The FDA has issued 48 emergency use authorizations for commercial COVID tests. With thousands dying every day, there was simply no time for the intensive review the agency normally conducts to validate safety and accuracy before approval. We don't know what kind of test Piedmont used for Sean's positive result, but CVS uses the Abbott machine that returns results in minutes.
All of these diagnostic tests are molecular, which means they detect the COVID-19 infection by looking for the unique genetic fingerprint of the virus. We don't know which of Sean's tests was wrong because all lab tests are susceptible to some degree of false positive and false negative results.
The Piedmont lab report warns negative results do not preclude SARS-CoV-2 infection, while Abbott's emergency use authorization requires the company to track adverse events, including any false results, and report them back to the FDA. Abbott told us we continue to collect accuracy data in the field.
We've got to get more tests more quickly, but then we also have to make sure they're accurate.
Exactly. We saw in other countries, in Spain in particular, they had to pull some tests back because they were giving bad results.
Dylan George is an infectious disease expert who helped run the White House response to the 2014-15 Ebola outbreak.
What would be the concern with false negative from a public health standpoint?
The concern of a false positive is that you're using resources that could be used for another individual. And so the PPE, potentially the ventilators, et cetera, that would be the concern about having a false positive. For me, the concern of false negatives is perhaps even more, because then you would have an individual that actually is infected out in the community and having the assurance from a test that they didn't, and they're interacting with individuals as if they are not infected.
We have allowed people to think that they were negative and sent them out into the streets and said, hey, you're okay. And they're not really okay. And they're going out into the community and living their regular life and spreading the virus.
With at least 8 million diagnostic tests conducted in the United States so far, even a 99% accuracy rate would still mean 80,000 tests returned false results. And right now, we have no way to tell how many people are affected or who they are.
Having that assurance and not thinking that they're infected could lead to more spread in the community. So those false negatives are very concerning in terms of spread throughout the community.
So again, if you think you need a COVID-19 test, there are now dozens of testing locations across the state. Just head on over to the 11 Alive app, search for the Seen on TV section for a location near you. Today, there's also a lot of attention on the economic impact of coronavirus, more specifically, the number of lost jobs across the United States. The Labor Department this morning releasing new numbers showing the country lost 20.5 million jobs in just a month. That's 10 times the previous record. The nation's unemployment rate tripled in April, now at 14.7%. That's the highest since the Great Depression. It means every job created since the Great Recession of 2009 has essentially been wiped out. Coming up on 11 Alive News at 5, we're looking into how long it could take for the economy to recover. We'll be back.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend.
This program is a paid presentation for Omega XL and is brought to you by Great Health Works.
Welcome. My name is Connie Craig Carroll, and I'm so glad that you are joining me. Chances are you or someone you know is dealing with the challenges and the limitations of pain in our back, knees, shoulders every day. And we seem to miss out on life because we just can't find relief. I know what that's like. Joint pain can be such a burden. Today we're going to tell you about Omega XL, a product that millions of people have trusted to relieve their pain for the last 15 years. It's a one-of-a-kind, natural, anti-inflammatory supplement that could literally change your life, just like it has for millions of others.
I was in a lot of pain. I felt like this is a miracle for me in my life. I have grandkids that I love to play with, and it's hard to get out and play when your joints are hurting you.
Man, I've really felt the pain. I mean, in my ankles and in my heels, especially my heels. It felt like somebody was driving nails into my heels. I can't tell you how bad that pain was. I mean, it was so excruciating. And I started taking it. I mean, the pain it just went away.
The biggest agony was the prolonged pinging, stabbing, pain. I can't even tell you how many things I tried. Then I heard about Omega XL. The pain just started going away. After so many years, it just started disintegrating. It's just back to myself again. My back is back. My back is back and my life is back.
Today, I'm joined by a gentleman that has literally dedicated his life to improving people's health and well-being. A health and wellness expert, a visionary leader combined with years of experience in fitness, sports, and pain management. He is the CEO and founder of Great Health Works, Mr. Ken Mears. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you today?
We are so excited to talk about a product that's changing people's lives.
Yes, absolutely. I am, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much for helping me along with my message of hope for people who have pain.
We wouldn't be here 15 years later talking about it if it wasn't working for people. Tell everybody why this is a one-of-a-kind product.
It's true. Omega XL is one of a kind. It's a natural, powerful, anti-inflammatory supplement that has the science behind it that validates over 30 years of studies to help reduce pain caused by inflammation, joint pain. And if you have aches and pains, it holds you back. And that's why we're here today to talk about the amazing pain-relieving results of Omega XL.
One of the most important things that we can tell people about Omega XL is actually where it comes from. And I'm so impressed, right here on the bottle, it says from the pristine waters of New Zealand. Most other products don't necessarily disclose where they come from.
Well, we're proud of that because this green-lip muscle only comes from New Zealand. We believe there is no other ingredient or product like it in the world. The oil extract that comes from this muscle is full of fatty acids, over 30,